let's talk about this.
It's a
What industries are you guys most bullish on outside of tech? I mean, tech is a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But what industries do you think has potential in the upcoming year, next upcoming couple of years?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go. My top two are tech and healthcare.
I said no tech.
I'm just saying those are my top two.
Healthcare, very important.
Yeah. Obviously, we're in the pandemic.
Biotech or health?
We can put all that inside of it, right? And the crazy thing is, I was looking back in June, and Ian, you probably remember this, but I talked about a company called Thermo Fisher, and people were like, "What's Thermo Fisher?" And I was like, "Look, if they're making vaccines, those vaccines have to be bottled and put in equipment. So Thermo Fisher is one of those science tech companies where they're actually manufacturing the bottles, they're manufacturing the so they're built for pandemics. They're built for crisis. And so we watched them. I think at the time it was at like 320. I think today was it at the end? You got your chart right there?
Which one?
So it's at 590 today, right? So 590. So we're talking, these are healthcare companies. And we look at companies in the space, and we know that we're facing a crisis. We know that that's not going anywhere. We know flu season, there'll probably be a new variant. So I'm bullish on healthcare, obviously bullish on technology. And depending on what happens with the bill, I guess we should keep our eye on industrials as well.
Okay.
And what you got?
Machine learning number one, asteroid mining number two. You guys should go look and see what Rolls-Royce is doing on Mars. And
Rolls-Royce?
Yep. I want everybody go to Google.
It's on Mars, ladies and gentlemen.
See what they're going to do.
Google your life.
Number three will be water extraction and cultivation on other planets. And then number four is going, and I hate number four, but I'm trying to say it in a way where it doesn't sound salacious.
It's human cloning.
It's not that, but bringing extinct species back to life.
Ooh,
we're probably.
Is that like Walking Dead?
Like dinosaurs?
Like woolly mammoth. They say when you guys are like, oh, what about CRISPR? Right? There is a top side. It sounds crazy.
No, they said you're watching Jurassic Park
last night. Jurassic Park.
Every movie that is a blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
I'm 39, right? If you go look at Enemy of the State, that movie almost looks like child's play into us holding Big Brother. It's a fifth limb.
Got a point there.
If you go look 20 years prior, they are telling you that go look at iRobot. We are not that far from that scenario. The vaccination. You think that I Am Legend, Walking Dead, 28 days later, Black Saturday. You think all these movies are a coincidence because it's a hot genre? Yo. Zombie movies have been made since the 1940s. But the last 15 years, go look at the graph to see at the multiple in which zombie movies, games, and films have been made. There is a reason why 1718 plague, 1818 plague, 1918 plague, 2019 plague. They'll tell you in 3 years that COVID really came here 14 months before 2020.
Shout out to Jacob, who just said contagion. I used to show that to my health class.
Yes.
And I felt like, obviously, during the pandemic, it felt like we were living in Contagion. If you've ever seen that movie with Matt Damon.
Yeah, I saw a remake a couple months ago. It was scary.
Like the bat eats a banana, the pig eats that, and then, it starts at day 2 and then ends at day 1. It goes to the whole story. But yeah, man.
So, yeah.
Something. You might be on to something with that. I don't know if Jurassic World, that might be tough.
No, I'll say this. We can play God so much that God will call us back home. That's one that people need to not play with because, okay, I don't want to go too deep, but, I play a doctor on YouTube. I couldn't pass MCAT, so I had to switch my major in college. But because of global warming and the rapid decline of the polar caps, permafrost and certain diseases and viruses are now coming afloat. Now you get more animals that were extinct, and they're finding ways to, quote unquote, bring them back to life. It's a very dangerous game with the technology that we have, that we are playing. This sounds like science fiction, but if you go look at Harvard Business Review or New York Times or any major publication, that has real journalists behind it. They've been working on this for 12 or 13 years. That's why when I said go read 500, this one of the things me and Keys talked about yesterday. Most people don't read enough into the past to see what's going to be able to happen in the future. The HoloLens, Oculus, all that shit was planned in the 1970s. They were trying the Jetsons, all of that. Because of regulations, they won't have flying cars. All those other pieces of tech are already in existence. Please go read what has happened in the past. And if you really want to know the cheat code for real, shout out to the bros. Go look at every invention that Nikola Tesla made. Like you guys play the radio. I'm a golden era rap fan. We wouldn't have no boom bap on the radio without Nikola Tesla. Almost every great invention that we have, including the variation of iPhone that was a remix, came from his mind and his creation.
Jimi Hendrix, Nikola Tesla.
He said that FOY, Marcus Garvey,
Nikki Tesla. Shout out to Jay
Like
Electronica.
But what do I know?
When Ian talks like that, they be like, Ian be knowing. He's a very eclectic guy.
This guy, man, I
You
love
know,
him.
Very
People
eclectic.
don't let those
Like this.
Are you a vegan?
vegetarian.
Okay.
Yeah,
That gave him.
God body.
He's a very interesting guy. Ian is a very interesting.
Thank you. I got layers, man.
Yeah, man, we love
Stock
it.
part just one part.
Hey, real quick before we go to questions, we're just gonna do our earnings report really quickly. 3 companies. That's cool. We'll do 3 companies.
Yes.
All right, so Tuesday, tomorrow, Adobe will be reporting their earnings. Adobe is something that we spoke about early in the pandemic because we knew that hand-to-hand contact.
Damn, 641. My God, I'm sorry. I dropped the ball on that Thermo Fisher.
I know. We'll talk about that later. Adobe, and we talked about DocuSign at the time. And Adobe is just, it's a Goliath. It's a Goliath in that industry. And so Adobe will be reporting Tuesday. Costco will be reporting on Thursday. And that company that we spoke about, you see them ones up there. Nike will be reporting. Now, real quick, I just want people to be aware of this, right? So Nike has had an amazing run during the pandemic. Obviously, we spoke about this before because of the strength of their online presence, their sneakers app. People don't have to go in stores to get their clothing and get their merchandise. However, this was a report in Barron's, and it was also in Wall Street Journal. I want people to keep in mind. So when we talk about the price for Nike, right now it's at 154, right? And so the earnings is coming. This is what the report was about. There is a shutdown in Vietnam production. So since late July, because of COVID, there's been a shutdown in factories in Vietnam. Why is that important? A lot of Nike's merchandise, apparel, footwear is produced in Vietnam. How much? 37% of the footwear capacity and 23% of the apparel capacity is made in southern part of Vietnam. So that's a huge thing. If they can't produce those items, we could be looking at a healthy pullback in some of the numbers for Nike. So just be aware of that. If people were looking for entry points, obviously we saw that the market is down now, but that also that also might trigger a nice pullback. And like we said, if China's economy pulls back, I'm telling you how dependent that Nike is on that. It could get to a number. Like when Ian says a number, you say it again, Ian?
129. The market whisperer coming soon.
There's a chance. I mean, these are the factors that could get us there. And so that is our 3 companies in our earnings report, y'all.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.